Oh my god, what the fuck is that?
Do you know the way?
Today's movie episode brought to you by Pop-Tarts. Remember, when you've watched your family and friends and loved ones kill themselves, relax with a nice, refreshing, crispy taste of Pop-Tarts. Good 5 years after they were last made, because apparently that's a thing. Hello everyone, welcome back to another movie analysis. We're giving the basic rundown of movies under critically picked up bar, and today we're going to be taking a look at the movie Bird Box. Like everybody else, I hop on bandwagons too, and I'm trying to get that popularity going. So, I dropped everything, watched this movie, and I'm bringing this to you now, and I figured this out about 16 minutes in the movie.
If you look at it, it makes you crazy or it makes you want to hurt yourself.
You've got to be f***ing kidding me. It's The Goddamn Happening. Really? This is the movie everyone was telling me to watch. This is the movie. The Happening, Part 2. Happening, remake. Oh, God. That's right, if you don't remember The Happening, it's a really crappy horror movie that everyone lost their mind over, and it's the same thing, okay? So let's break it down here. You guys know the story. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend watching for the story. You're not going to get scared. A lot of fun characters die. There's some really good cast in here, except Machine Gun Kelly. Everybody says that this character is really hateable, but I don't see her as that bad. She tried to do something good and it ended up backfiring. But let's just start as to what was happening in this movie. People were just killing themselves out of nowhere. Now, this movie had some pretty strong foreshadowing. And I do mean some pretty strong foreshadowing. Let's take a look at 7 minutes, 15 seconds in the movie. We get this girl, and the camera pans on her for quite a while. Seemingly background character, yet we pan on her. So we're going to notice something's up with her. And then she comes out, and bugayam, she is hitting her head against the wall, trying to kill herself. Who saw that coming? Your boy saw that coming. And it just gets crazier from there. We see characters that we have not connected with. We don't care about them dying. Lydia just walks into a burning car. Okay, cool. After she sees her dead mother. That's neat. After that, we just start losing likable characters. Greg, Charlie. God, Charlie's death hurt, man. Charlie's death was painful. Douglas was cool. Tom, man, he went out like a... Dude, he went out, man. That was cool. But let's take a look at some of the things that The Happening did that this movie did. People starting to act irrational before they kill themselves. Yes, that's something that happened. Here's a scene from The Happening.
My firearm is my friend.
Here's a scene from Bird Box. Kind of the same thing. Let's look at this weird plant thing, right? Here's The Happening with the plants. Here's Bird Box with plants. We never see what they're fearing. We never see it. And that's one of the reasons why this movie is not particularly scary. It's something we can't look at. It's something we can't fear. Now this guy, Gary over here, drew what he saw. And that's all fine and dandy. But that doesn't do anything for us. Ooh, man, he saw it. Oh, he's one of them psychopaths. Man, that's so cool and all, except I want to fear it. I want to see something to fear. If I just look out my window right now and I see nothing and I see some trees blow, is that supposed to scare me? No, it's not. It's not going to scare me because I won't see anything. If I see it, I'm either going to go insane or die. Ooh, so scary. The film did this snap back and forth between the past and the present. So it would go to 5 years before and then current day. And I think that that is swell. The problem is where you get to the tensest situation. The situation where it is the most crucial that we stay in that world, snaps right back. And it leads me to a point that I make all the time. This movie spoiled itself. I knew that no one else was going to be alive, or make it. I knew they weren't going to be part of the group. I didn't get attached to them. Well, to answer that question as to why, let's look at the beginning of the movie. Mallory was by herself. Poof. You have caused me to never connect to any of these characters. It was fun to watch them die. It was neat. Man, it hurt, sometimes, but I was like, I knew it was going to happen. And that's the biggest problem this movie had. It spoiled its own self, and you never connected the characters you're supposed to feel bad for. It's not like Mallory was going to actually, go off on her own. That doesn't happen. Her sister dying, we're like, okay, she was affected. We know something's wrong. It's a horror movie. We know something's going to go wrong. But in the film, they're like, oh, no, she wouldn't do that. She wasn't suicidal. She was tough. She doesn't cry. That whole she doesn't cry thing would have been really cool to know before that happened. So when she started crying, we'd have been like, oh, crap, that's pretty bad. That's pretty deep. Something's really up. Instead of it's just a girl crying at a steering wheel. That's shocking, but it's not, oh my God, something terrible's about to happen. It's not, I'm going to flip the car bad. It's like, oh, she's freaking out. Maybe she can fight it. Nope. We don't get that kind of a heads up, not with this movie. All in all, again, the story was basically just survive. And with just a survival movie, you get the same kind of drone effect. You see how I'm talking right now? That's a drone. That's me not caring about this movie. I personally would only recommend it for a story. Because it was a good story. I'm not going to lie about that. The problem is, if I'm recommending a horror movie to a horror fan, this is not the movie I'm going to recommend because it's not scary. It's pointless tension half the time. Why? Because, oh my God, you're going to see something. It's going to be out there. But we don't see anything. That's not, they either see it and then they die, or they don't see it and they live. Okay? That's what happens. That's how this movie goes. You don't have anything to fear. You, as a viewer, don't have anything to fear. There is no jump scare. There is nothing for you to fear. You are just watching people die. You are watching people in a tense situation die. There is nothing for you, as an audience viewer, to really fear. There's nothing. It's all tense for them. You also fear random psychopaths that, aren't affected, but that's a different story entirely. All the people that are freaking out about this movie are people who hop on bandwagons, and they don't normally watch horror movies. If you look at some of the reviews, the critics are hurting this movie. They are bashing it. Just viewers, just users, they're praising this movie because, I didn't see it coming. Yet people who have seen horror movies, they watch these kind of movies all the time. It's very cliched. It's the same droning on and on. And while the happening formula isn't a formula that's used often, because it failed the first time, it's used again and again, rarely. And when it does stick, people are like, oh, so good. Think of Paranormal Activity, right? You never actually see the thing. Things just happen around it. Same thing with this movie. Trees blow. Am I supposed to fear leaves? Am I fearing leaves now? No, I don't. I don't fear that. That's not a thing that's not a thing that makes me scared. Sandra Bullock is the top paid actress, okay? I know she's gonna live. And I know those kids are gonna live. I know this. It wouldn't make sense to kill her off. If they did, I would be like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. That was so cool, man. Everybody dies. But I did like the ending, though, when they were in the school for the blind. That's kind of neat. Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. My name is That Analysis Guy, and I will see you all next time. Peace. And my voice should be better by then, because if you can't tell, I'm a little hoarse. Bye.